All right, guys. Here we are. Damn. PoE player playing Minecraft as well. Who would have thought? But yeah. Anyway, I just reckon I'd make um this video because I've been looking at castle videos about Minecraft, and what they typically show is that they already show you a castle that you're gonna make block for block with all of the materials that you're gonna use, and you know for me that just eliminates the creative freedom that you have in Minecraft. So what I'm gonna do here in this video, the purpose of this video is to just basically give you a little bit of information about castles, and hopefully that that'll give you some inspiration on what to make in your single player survival or on your SMP with your friends, as a project. And hopefully you guys get to enjoy. So yeah. So if you find the video to be informative towards the end, please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me your feedback as well, because this is gonna be my first ever Minecraft video, and I'm eager to see what you guys have to say, and hopefully it's gonna be great. So yeah, let's walk up to the castle. So what is a castle? Technically, a castle during the medieval period, especially during the Western medieval period, is that a castle is a fortified military building, which would be basically a keep, and it would be surrounded by walls and would have towers around it and would have a gate. So this in itself is basically what you would call a pretty basic castle, right? And I took the liberty of going into creative mode because it's gonna be easier to show you guys around compared to being in survival, because this is just gonna be one take. So yeah, this is basically your stereotypical castle. During the medieval period, you'd have a central fortified building called the keep, and it would be surrounded by walls, and it would have other protected items inside, or areas such as a farm or a well, and the livestock as well, some stables. They are inside the keep, and it wasn't uncommon during those periods that you would have livestock contained in the keep as well, but they would be separate, as what you can see here, because the entrance to the castle itself is via the fore building, which is basically an area at an off angle from the entrance, so that it would be pretty hard to immediately go into the castle and just occupy it, right? Because of course you still have to go through different areas as well. It's not just gonna be one straight line, so to speak. So with that as well, towards the end of the medieval period, there were also keepless castles, where you would basically you could basically also call it like a fortified city, because there wasn't a keep in the area, but it would still be a walled off area, which would be guarded as well. There would be a military presence inside it, so you typically find a barracks inside, or maybe like an army headquarters or something. And the main thing about that part is that there wasn't going to be a keep present in that castle. So and that would typically be evident towards the end of the medieval period, where authority was more centralized. So you wouldn't have to have a strong building like that, and of course keeps slowly went obsolete, and from there you would typically have palaces made instead of just regular fortified keeps like that, where they would be more aesthetically pleasing instead of just being like a proper defensive structure. But yeah, so this is what you would typically have in a castle, you know. You would have a gate, some towers around the walls, and a fortified building. But, you know, like I said, you could also make a keepless castle, you know, maybe for example, find yourself a village, wall it off, and then, you know, make your own like mansion or your manor inside the walls. And that's still basically gonna be perfectly fine. The next, now that we know what a castle is, the next thing is to basically make yourself a template of your own. Because these towers, these are the ones that I've designed myself. You know, they're just very basic, and you know, this is where creative mode is going to go really handy. You know, you could just go into a random survival world, go into just make a random world, go into creative mode, just look for a good place where you feel like a castle would look nice to be in, and then start making your own designs. You know, typically you'd have like a square cut tower, you would have like a more rounded tower like this, and it wasn't uncommon as well for a castle to have different designs of towers because, you know, they were constructed to fit the terrain around them or to fit the terrain where the castle is being built in. So, you know, there's no problem with going with different types of designs and towers. You can go crazy with them, no problem with that. I mean, Minecraft, come on. There should be no rules in making your own beautiful buildings. So, once you're happy with like the design or like with the templates that you have, because of course, you know, you'd like to have at least one or two types of towers that you can make. And the keep, you could typically make, you can make a keep into any form or any style. You know, you could even have towers on the keep as well. That wasn't uncommon either. And of course, you know, you'd typically like to make some sort of template for a wall where you can just repeat the process so that, you know, it won't be like too weird thing. Because, you know, in Minecraft, it is pretty hard to make a wall because, you know, it is a blocky game. It is a block-based game, so to speak. So, you know, you can't make those perfectly straight angles. You're just gonna have to make diagonal blocks. But, you know, once you're done with that, and of course you've chosen your material, I went with blackstone because I have a piglin skin with a mustache. And you don't believe me? So I just couldn't resist. But yeah. So, and I also like gilded blackstone as well. There's no other block in the game that has quite a unique look as gilded blackstone, apart from gold netherrack. But, you know, pretty hard to make a netherrack castle, although it would look nice. But, you know, we don't have netherrack slabs, we don't have netherrack stairs, and apart from that, you also have nether brick. So, you know, so yeah, that's why I went with blackstone. Deep slate, very nice alternative, and it's also practical as well. Blackstone and deep slate are very blast resistant. I've had creepers explode beside here, and they would typically take out, you know, the lanterns, but the walls will still be pretty much intact. So that is great. That's why I go with either blackstone or deep slate. And you know, once you're satisfied with the designs that you have, with your once you're happy with the blocks that you've also chosen, it's time to look for a place to make your castle. Now, historically speaking, castles would also be built in, you know, high up areas like this. I found this during my speed run because that is the entrance to the stronghold, as you can see there. And when I was done with the speed run, I thought, you know, what am I gonna do with this world now? Then I saw this hill and I thought, you know what? Maybe a castle would be nice here. And then once I went up, I actually saw that there was a village, and I thought, you know what? I really should make a castle here now. Because it looks perfect. You know, you have a castle that is overlooking a village. It's a very typical thing that you would see during that period. So, you know, I was happy that I found this place, and I thought, you know what? bloody make a castle here. So yeah. So once that's done, once you're happy with the designs that you have, and once you have your specific blocks, because once you have those two anyway, you can go to any biome anyway, and you can just look for a good spot of land that you're gonna make your castle on, and just do it from there. You can for example make a spruce and stone castle. You can just farm for spruce, and then just plant it, and then when you go down mining anyway, you're bound to get a lot of stone. Or if you want to get some cobblestone, you can make a cobblestone farm. So there's always these things that you can go for. So even deflate is also pretty good, because you're gonna farm when you're gonna mine for diamonds. You're gonna end up having a lot of deep slate anyway. So what better way to make use of a blast resistant block than to make a castle out of it, right? And it goes really well with dark oak and spruce as well. So wait a minute, why did a zombie spawn on my roof? Anyway, we we are gonna deal with that in a bit. But yeah, once you're happy with the designs that you have for your towers, for your keep if you're gonna make one, and your blocks, it's just a matter of going into a random world, or a world that you already have, but you found a good place to make a castle, but you're not quite sure on how to make it. You can just start building from there. And typically what you'd like to have inside a castle will be entirely up to you. To show you, the first floor is gonna have the livestock, like I said. So as you can see here, we have the stables as well. We have the cows, we have the pigs. The sheep are not here because I have a wool farm, and I'll show you that in a bit. So inside here we have the grand hall, and this is just open space. You can technically make anything inside here. You have the kitchen as well, and another piece of open space right here, which I will have to fill up in the future. And then down here you have your storage room, and underneath the stairs is basically all of your crafting blocks, where you make basically all of the crafting happens. And then upstairs you have the bed with the balcony as well, with the grand tower and the zombie standing guard. And then behind that you have the enchanting room, and you have the brewery. So that's basically it. This is historically speaking, or Minecraftily speaking, this is a fully functional castle, with some internal farms as well. Because if you go down here, once we head into the stairs, we have a lava farm right here. We have a sugarcane farm right here, and then here is where we have the sheep. And that's basically it. Oh, why is my minecart not working? I guess I'll fix that. But that's basically all there is to it. You can even make more farms, go down even more, and technically still have all of your farms within the walls of your castle, despite the castle being pretty small. So that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of the castle. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, or I hope you also had some form of inspiration, or I hope I've given you guys a little bit more information to go with making a castle, so that you don't have to rely on specific templates, because that's also going to make all of your worlds pretty fun, because all of your castles are going to be unique, not just a templated castle build. Just as long as you have designs that you have for yourself, and as long as you already are comfortable with the blocks that you're going to use, you can basically build any castle anywhere. No joke. I also have a deep slate castle in my other SMP with the missus, and that one's also pretty good. It's pretty big though. I think maybe 3 times the size. The keep alone is maybe the size of the whole castle here, and you're gonna have walls maybe reaching up to the iron farm. So yeah, that's a pretty big area, pretty big project, and it's gonna be made entirely out of deep slate. So there's gonna be a lot of clearing to do. So yeah. Anyways, that has been it. Hope you guys have a little bit more information regarding castles, because making castles was really fun. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more things like these. I'd be happy to look them up, and I shall be seeing you all in the next video.